Hello and welcome back to Data Analysis and Visualization. I'm Chivita Christie, and in this video, I'm going to talk about how data science can be used for driving growth in e-commerce. First, we are going to define growth hacking. So in recent years, the practice of using marketing analytics and data science to develop tactical strategies for e-commerce business growth has come to be known as growth hacking. And growth hacking is also sometimes referred to as growth engineering or simply just growth. Before I begin to explain to you what growth hacking is exactly and how you can achieve growth hacking in e-commerce business through data analysis or data science, I'm going to talk to you about conversion. So what is conversion? In marketing, the word conversion describes the scenario in which a marketing effort is successful in getting a user or prospective user to take some desired action. And what is a desired action? Desired action, or an example of conversion, includes the act of getting someone to, say, visit your website, the act of getting someone to subscribe to your newsletter, the act of getting someone to follow your social media channel or to purchase your product. All these things are known as conversion. Now, we are going to talk about hybridization of growth hacking. Growth hacking is a process that involves a lot of technologies, and we are going to see what those technologies are and the hybrid approach that is applied to get growth hacking. So the first technology used is engineering. In an e-commerce context, this includes systems design, process design, systems thinking, and iterative design. So these engineering approaches are needed to perform growth hacking. Next, we have marketing. The subcategories of marketing that are used for growth hacking are psychology, branding, and aesthetic design. And this is something that you might already be aware of. Psychology, because whenever you are trying to create an e-commerce website, you do want to know what your user is thinking. So often things like sentiment analysis are added to pages where reviews are given, where people are reviewing the product purchased from your website. And this helps other users to understand how users like certain products, how they dislike certain products, and this could help you in growth hacking. And branding and aesthetic design also help you in growth hacking because you always want to build a website, an e-commerce site that is pleasing to the eyes of your users. Next, we have business intelligence. So think of intelligence as in central intelligence agency instead of something that is smart, because the subcategories of this include metric selection, descriptive analytics, diagnostic analytics, and prescriptive analytics, which are based on simple inference. And I've already talked about inference in my previous videos on statistics, but you'll get to know more about these if you continue watching the videos posted on this in this particular playlist. Next, we have data science. So data science casts its web rather widely because it requires mathematics and statistics. It requires web programming, the ability to code in Python or R, and even SQL skills. And apart from this, data science also requires a data scientist to have subject matter expertise in e-commerce business and also understand internet marketing. So these are the things involved in data science. And as you can see, it's something which is a very wide subject because there are so many things involved. Now, SQL is something that I have already posted about on this channel. You can go through the videos of SQL if you want to learn that. Python is something that I hope to post about in future. although there will be some Python code involved in this subject, so you will get to know that. And other than that, there are statistics and mathematics, which I have already covered before posting this video, so you can go through that as well. So data science is something that we want to talk about, or rather I want to talk about in this video. And that's why we are going to focus on how data science can help in growth hacking. We saw that it involves several technologies, but we want to focus on how data science is involved in growth hacking or driving growth in e-commerce, as I mentioned in the video, in the beginning of the video. So what is, first of all, data science, and what is involved in data science in terms of e-commerce? So of course, data science has math and statistics requirements. So practitioners of data science should understand and know how to apply significance testing, time series analysis, trend and seasonal analysis, regression analysis, multivariate regression, segmentation analysis, A/B split testing, and multivariate testing. So these are some of the things involved in mathematics and statistics, which is part of data science, involved in growth hacking for e-commerce websites. The next thing that is involved in data science is programming requirements. So a data scientist who is working on growth in e-commerce should have a solid SQL knowledge, as well as web programming languages like JavaScript, HTML, DHTML, and Ajax. Also, Python and R programming skills are welcome. They could come in handy for things like segmentation analysis, data visualization, or building a recommendation engine. However, all these things nowadays are available through applications that are specifically designed for these purposes. And so nowadays, having programming skills in Python and R are not so much of a requirement for data science involved in e-commerce. The other thing that's involved in data science in e-commerce is subject matter expertise, because whenever you're working in e-commerce, you need to know how the e-commerce field works. You need to understand the business. You need to understand its structures and systems and all the channels involved. The data scientist must also know and understand how internet marketing works. Now we are going to talk about data scientists in e-commerce. What are the functions that they perform? So they formulate highly focused, results-oriented business strategies. Data scientists also use data in order to better understand users so that you can devise ways to drive growth results. So whenever you have users or traffic to your website, the data scientists are going to analyze those and help you to understand users better in order to drive growth in your e-commerce. They can also analyze click-stream data, site performance data, and channel performance data in order to provide decision support. In order to provide decision support on the effectiveness of tactical optimization strategies. So this is again, this decision support is provided to people who own the e-commerce businesses. And whenever data scientists analyze your click-stream data and performance data, whether it's a website or a channel, they can actually help you to understand what decisions to make, which can lead to growth in your e-commerce business. And data scientists are also responsible for placing code snippets in the header of a web page. These code snippets are used to collect data for use by third-party analytics applications. You're going to see some third-party analytics applications in future videos about e-commerce. And there you'll understand what applications they are and why putting some code in the header of a web page helps you to analyze your data better. Data scientists would also work on A/B split testing, and not just that, but multivariate testing as well as mouse click heat map analytics. You'll learn more about these techniques too in upcoming videos. Data scientists also build personalization and recommendation engines. Now we're going to see how you can make sense of data for e-commerce growth. This is the task done by data scientists, and they perform several processes to make this task possible. So first is data analysis, which involves simple statistical and mathematical inference. It involves segmentation analysis, which is rather complicated, but you require it to make sense of data. And also trend analysis, outlier analysis, and regression analysis. And we've talked a little bit about outliers before, but trend analysis and regression analysis will be talked about in future videos, and you can understand that better over there. The next thing they perform is data wrangling. Data wrangling involves using processes and procedures to clean and convert the data. You need to clean and convert the data that you receive from the website into one format and structure, into from the format that you receive into a structured format, because that is the format that is accurate to perform your analytics. And there are tools that you might be using for analysis, as well as some scripts, and they would require your data to be in a specific format. And so data cleaning and converting the data into a specific format is known as data wrangling, which is performed by data scientists. So in growth work, source data is usually captured and generated by analytics applications. Most of the time you can derive insight within the application, but sometimes you need to export the data so that you can create data mashups, perform custom analysis, and create custom visualizations which are not available in your out-of-the-box solutions. So although applications are available to perform data wrangling, sometimes you want to perform custom design, custom analysis, custom visualizations for which you would want your data to be in a specific format. And this could demand that you use a fair bit of data wrangling to get what you want from these sources of data. The next thing which is involved in making sense of data for e-commerce growth by data scientists, a process which is known as data visualization design. And data graphics in e-commerce are usually very simple. So you would expect to use a lot of charts, line charts, bar charts, scatter charts, and other map-based visualizations. And these are very simple and to the point, but the analysis that is required to derive meaningful insights from such graphics may take some time. Next step is communication. So once you have made sense of the data that you have, you would have to communicate it in a clear, direct, concise way to the people who are at the top level, who are making all the decisions. You need to make them understand what you have understood from your data. So even though you're providing all these visualizations, you still have to communicate to them and make sense of what you have understood from your data. So e-commerce data scientists need to be excellent at communicating data insights through data visualizations or a written narrative or a conversation. And next we have custom development work. This is another thing that a data scientist involved in e-commerce growth might be asked to do. So he or she might be asked to design custom scripts for automated custom data analysis and visualization. And in some cases, you may also have to go so far as to design a personalization and recommendation system. And these are very common nowadays. You might notice that if you open your Amazon application, it's different from the suggestions that you see are different from the suggestions that perhaps your friend receives, because you are interested in buying maybe um, electronics, but your friend's interested in clothes, and that's why your recommendations include more electronic items, and your friend's recommendations include more of clothing items. And those are all examples of personalization and recommendation engines or systems that are developed by data scientists. And sometimes data scientists are asked to develop such custom personalization and recommendation systems. You can, however, find a lot of pre-built applications available for these purposes, and uh, sometimes it's only in very rare cases that the people owning the e-commerce business might ask you to develop certain designs which are custom to the e-commerce business. And this is where I'm going to end this video, but I'll be back with the next one. So I'll see you there, and thank you for watching.